What's up, fight fans? UFC 260, Stipe Miocic versus francisngannou 2. This is for everybody placing a bet. Who's got that killer instinct? Now remember, I'm not picking winners. I'm picking the biggest payouts. Now let's go through some good bets before we break down the main event. I have Omar Morales at 53 cents on the dollar versus Shane Young. Now Shane Young does pay out at $2.45. Thomasalmeida at $3.60 versus Sean O'Malley, and Sean O'Malley is a huge favorite at 29 cents on the dollar. Now, Thomasalmeida, he is a great kickboxer fighting out of judo box out of Brazil. He went 21-0 in MMA using his Thai boxing, but right now he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's only won one of his last 5. On paper, Sean should have this. MMA Junkie has written off Thomasalmeida by putting Sean at 13-1 when he's really 12-1. And we know that Sean is an undefeated fighter mentally. So what's Thomasalmeida's state of mind coming into this? Is his Thai boxing enough to make it competitive and squeeze out a win at 3.6x your money? I think I'm going to bet on Thomasalmeida. Big risk there for me, but I'm going to bet on it just because stylistically I like that fight. And I have Vicente Luque at 36 cents on the dollar versus Tyron Woodley, even though Tyron Woodley does pay out at $3.10. Now, Tyron Woodley, he just doesn't have killer instinct anymore. I don't even think he ever had it. He didn't have it when his title was on the line. He didn't have it when his pride was on the line. And he didn't have it versus someone that he hates, someone that was attacking his manhood, his race, his community, everything. So if he doesn't have it versus someone that he hates, I don't think he has it in this fight at all as well. Send him to Cage Warriors! Now, let's break down the main event. Stipe Miocic versus francisngannou. Stipe as the underdog at 2x your money and Francis at 80 cents on the dollar. Wow. How is Francis the favorite considering that Stipe mopped the floor with him in their first fight? Now, given Francis is on a pretty good winning streak and very little time in the ring, so it's really hard to assess him and what he's going to bring to the table that's going to be different. Now, Stipe, he's a great boxer. He has great head movement, great footwork, great timing with the takedowns. He had a great plan versus Francis in their first fight to smother him, use the 1-2 punch, and he could take a hell of a punch as well.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!
He has cardio for days. He's a national wrestling champion, Golden Gloves boxing champion. He has the recipe for success here. Now, Francis, we know that he has a great uppercut. He's really powerful. He has one-punch knockout power, but he needs to rely on more than his boxing.
It's something no one else has ever seen.
Kung Fu!
He needs to work on his takedown defense. He needs to work on elbows in the clinch. So when he's up close, he needs to hurt him with those elbows, then use his boxing and the uppercuts and the power. And he needs to avoid the takedown at all costs by controlling his own center of gravity, by lowering his hips and at the same time controlling his opponent's wrists. It's his power which makes him a favorite in this fight. And I wish he paid out a little more. At the same time, Stipe, he's taken a lot of punishment in his last 3 fights versus DC. Is he more likely to get knocked out this time around versus Francis? I'm going to bet on a KO or a TKO on Francis, which pays out at $2.50. Who's got that killer instinct and that better strategy? We're going to find out.